Welcome to the REALL Academy, brought to you each Saturday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time by the
Systems Doctors,
Dr. Sheka Houston and Dr. Tammy Taylor, best-selling authors, consultants, and speakers of Create and Educate LLC. Create and Educate LLC is an educational consultant and literary firm that provides professional development to schools and community. Their goal is to transform organizations with the REALL Resilient framework used to increase their school report card grades 2 and 3 grade levels in 1 year. REALL stands for Respect, Excellence, Accountability, Literacy, and Leadership. This framework is used to coach leaders and teachers and build student efficacy while putting systems in place that aligns the work of the school improvement, making the process manageable. When the work is manageable, teachers and leaders don't stress out or burn out.
the Systems Doctor.
Alignment systems are designed to help schools evolve and grow, all while instituting protocols and processes designed to promote collaboration and collegiality. The implementation of the alignment framework prevents some of the most common problems in education, where leaders sometimes aren't sure where to start, or in our new age of educating, leaders need a trusted sounding board that allows them to be vulnerable and transparent, preventing loneliness at the top. The framework doesn't just help leaders, but also prevents teachers from burning out from too many initiatives and embracing teachers as they are the experts. Finally, the framework extends to the children, helping them get engaged in school and solving a nationwide problem. Alignment systems are frequently referred to as a key element of success in the improvement process. In the sport of rowing, all rowers must put their oars in the water, succinctly creating a system for their boat to reach maximum speed. So schools that want to improve are bringing in
The Systems Doctors
to teach them all about the alignment systems that must be in place for school improvement to be accomplished at high levels. The dynamic duo provides insights into educational topics through their international platform, which includes educators, parents, and community members as a way to support important entities that make communities thrive. This is their way to pay it forward and provide the support they needed through their platform. Take a look. People who work with the
Systems Doctors
describe them as an excellent and inspiring group of leaders. They get into the weeds of work with leaders through their TrustMate Institute that you should contact them about today by filling out the contact form on their website.
Great Saturday, everyone. It is Super Saturday. Welcome to episode 200 of the REALL Academy, brought to you by Create and Educate with your very own System Doctors, HERS. I am Dr. Sheka Houston.
Great morning, everybody. And I am Dr. Tammy Taylor. Welcome, y'all.
Good morning, Tammy.
Hey, Sheka.
So if this is your first time tuning in, you may be thinking, well, who are the Systems Doctors?
Well, we're glad you asked. We are best-selling authors, speakers who transformed our schools with report card movement of 2 and 3 levels in a single year. We're award-winning leaders, STEAM School of Excellence, Palmetto Silver Award for academic growth, Local Entrepreneurs Accelerator Program Award winners, Avid MC selection, and most recently, Avid Global Achievement nominee selection for the elementary category.
Most definitely. And we did this together as trustmates in education because it doesn't have to be lonely at the top. And we're going to show you all the ways that we create and educate so that you can thrive. And we've made this a visual so that all of our visual learners can definitely see this. So you may have been seeing some new things on our pages and on our feeds. Marketing Monday. If you market anything to schools, your services, speaking, anything, we help you market your business to schools because we have that leader lens, we have that district level lens for funding, and we know all of the changes that are coming down the pike as far as funding is concerned, and how people are approaching that. So right now, we're helping people make sure that they remain relevant in these changing times with the changing in funding. Talk about it Tuesday. We have been really excited about the work that we are doing with church leaders. We've done a few webinars. We have some more coming up that are in person where people have invited us to come speak at their churches. But we are working on bridging that generational gap in the church. The pastors and the church leaders that we've been working with so far have been super excited about the plan and the guide that we are going to be bringing them together to collaborate through. So we're excited about that. Wellness Wednesday. How well do you know your team and what's your team's personality? In leadership, we take a lot of individual assessments about our leadership. This takes those and puts it into a team-based personality assessment for you to know how well those personalities work together in leadership. So your chair version, this is the leadership version of that. The captain's chair, the conference chair, rocking chair, and gaming chair all have different meanings. Teacher's edition, and then there's even a student edition. So all of these are aligned and show in a school how everyone is related in these different personalities. Your secret sauce, we have a saucy slogan with each one of these. This is a different one. You just pick the one that you feel would best fit your school. Flavor first is our barbecue sauce. Bring the heat is our hot sauce. Our ranch people are cool with it, and those balsamic are our deep and rich thinkers. I'm a balsamic, and so is Tammy. The Real Me Thursday. This is our Real Me for girls and boys that really helps them with their identity and knowing exactly who they are so they can thrive. We have gear that goes along with that, as well as the affirmation cards. And then Fill My Cup Friday, we are building my sisters and our brothers so we can build our families. So this work also centers around identity, but also coming together in community. This is on our website, the merchandise that goes with Build My Sister, and then of course Super Saturdays.
Yes, and as you can see, we have lots of incredible things going on, and we're excited about each and every one of those opportunities that we have to provide impact, especially those things that are providing impact directly into our community. But one of the things that we are most excited about and always humbled to be a part of is our Super Saturday. Um, every episode, of course, on Saturday is a part of our live stream network, the Fantastic Four, beginning at 10 a.m. with Principal Hurt. He was really giving it this morning when he was talking about expectations. Principal Hurt, we appreciate you, and we hope that you continue to shout it from the rooftop. Because if we do not maintain high expectations for our children, we're going to continue to fail them. So thank you for what you do each and every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Following Principal Hurt is yours truly, Create and Educate, with Sheka and I here in the Real Academy at 10:30. And we are, again, very grateful to be a part of the Super Saturday lineup, because at 10:55, the Leader's Mentor and the GOAT comes behind us in the AP and New Principals Academy with Principal Kafele. And then on Sunday, as a part of that Fantastic Four, we round this out with the PGP podcast with Dr. Mari Moreno and Principal Josh Tovar.
Most definitely. And I know that a lot of you saw our announcement about our 200th episode announcement, and we're going to get to that, but we're going to do announcements and shout outs first. So, as Principal Hurt talked about, and thank you to Principal Hurt for being on our panel for Juneteenth. If you did not tune in to the Juneteenth Chester page, we did a live screening of Faith and Freedom Juneteenth. That was a phenomenal documentary. So please go watch it. Please look at that page too and look at the panel discussions about the documentary. There's a lot of great things that are going to come from that. So shout out to everyone who tuned in. I saw some of you on there, all of our panelists, everybody who came out to Juneteenth festivities. We've had a great weekend, and happy Father's Day. I know that has passed to all the fathers, because all of those things coincided for us for Juneteenth. So if you're one of our regulars, you know that it is real fam shout out time. So Tammy's going to put the names up as I call them out. Thank you for joining us. To Constance Sherrod, she is out there in Pearl, Mississippi, doing some phenomenal work. Mary Felton, thank you for joining us. She's right in this area with us. Jennifer Gates, and that's Dr. Jennifer Gates. We appreciate you, and thank you for reposting the stream. David Bell, Grand Rising from Benton Harbor, Michigan. We appreciate you for joining us. Chancellor Rashard Davis from Las Vegas. Thank you for joining us. My mom, Beverly Hall, right here in South Carolina with us. Thank you for joining us. Principal Sean Hurd and our brother in the work from Detroit, Michigan. Thank you for joining us. Melissa Jones Chunu out in Oklahoma. Good morning to you, sister. The GOAT, Principal Kafele, is here. Thank you for joining us, and we appreciate all that you do. September Devance Vance Daniels, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. Miss Dot McKeever Jeter, thank you for joining us. She was definitely on that documentary as well. Thank you. Miss Stacy L. Joy out on the West Coast. We appreciate you, sister, getting up early in the morning and joining us. And let me see. Oh, our brother in the work, Josh, Principal Josh Tovar. Thank you for joining us. And I see he got something up here and the other comment about Fishaholic and Ranch. But he is definitely our Fantastic Four brother. And Edwin Garcia, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. AP Patrick Lawrence from Connecticut, good morning to you. Thank you for joining us. And I think we got everybody. Thank you all so much for joining us. You could be doing a lot of things on Saturday, but you are intentional about being here with us, and we could not be more appreciative. So
Absolutely.
that brings us to episode 200 of the Real Academy, our best summer enrichment that we're going to be talking about. But first, we're going to get to this announcement. So, you heard previously that we were working on some children's book authors and being a children's book series. And we wanted to announce today for our 200th episode that the first book in the Resilient series is ready for pre-orders. So we are super excited. We heard from our editor over the weekend, and she said we can move forward. Everything's going to be ready. So this is Amir's Awakening, his amazing journey to ancient Egypt from classroom to consciousness. Written by Dr. Sheka Houston, Dr. Tammy Taylor, and it is a phenomenal book. Tammy, do you want to go into just a little bit of details and not spoil it?
Sure. This is a journey for Amir, and that journey takes him through some incredible opportunities to engage with some ancestors, and just allows Amir to discover who he is and become conscious of what it means to be who he is. And I'll leave it at that. We won't say who he is, but it is very clear. So just check us out. I think you will enjoy. And again, remember that it's a part of a series because it goes along, and Shika's going to talk a little bit about the activity guide, but it goes along with principles for SEL because the book is all about empowering our students to know who they are and begin to appreciate and value what that means, because we're not teaching that.
Exactly. And so the Resilience series is a part of the Resilience as My Superpower, which is a culturally relevant social and emotional learning connection here. And it's part of our Create and Educate 5 super strengths, which are respect, which in the series equates to admiration, excellence. We want children to understand how to walk in their excellence, how to recognize it. Accountability, we want them to definitely be responsible. And then literacy and leadership. And there are several things that we outline and connect to in that. So this is the entire 5-book series. Book 1 is ready. We also have an activity guide, a Mirrors Awakening activity guide that accompanies the book. And so that's what we're going to get into this morning, talking about how the activity book and the pre-order purchase link, we've put that in all of the comments. If you would like to support and pre-order, both are on there. We're estimating that everything will be ready by the end of July. So if you all would like to pre-order and support, we greatly appreciate you, but you will not be disappointed in what you receive, because the activity guide really helps you take the depth of the story to a completely different level. And when we're talking about the best things for summer enrichment, a lot of those things are included in the activity guide. There's a vocabulary focus, there's extended learning, there's even AI chat GPT prompts that teaches students how to use those prompts in order to do research. And then from that research, they can take Cornell notes from what they're learning from the research. So when we're talking about best summer enrichment activities, and of course the book, it is written on an elementary level for children. Now, the activity guide has both elementary level activities, but also those upper grade activities as well. So some of the activities, they will definitely have to be facilitated by an adult. For younger children, to more of an extent, but if there's older children, they a lot of times could work independently. But it's a great tool for family engagement, to learn together. It is just a phenomenal series, book, and activity guide. So we are just super excited. And I didn't know if you wanted to add anything, Tammy, while I get this pulled up.
Yeah, we were thinking about how this is perfect timing as well. So when the new year starts, and you can also think about this from more than a school perspective, because this is great, an opportunity for personal work with your children at home. But it's also something that can be used for Sunday services with students, just because, again, there's that aspect of making sure that children know and appreciate who they are and where they've come from. And it opens the door for you to be able to talk about some of those things that they won't have access to prior knowledge with, because many times no one has shared that information. So we're very proud of the work and looking forward to feedback from you all, and to keep us posted on what you're thinking as we continue to get the rest of the series out throughout the remainder of the year.
Yes, and shout out to our illustrator, um, Anata Mohatan. He did a phenomenal job with these illustrations. So we're just really super excited. But it gives you an introduction, of course, in the activity guide. This is that framework for the resilience series, where we have that culturally relevant framework for Create and Educate's 5 super strengths that also includes a parallel of SEL. So what it does is it takes the characteristics for SEL and cultural relevancy and combines them on the entire framework. So you have both, because both are important, especially for making those background connections. Vocabulary, we make sure that we've included this because that literacy portion, we want to make sure children understand what they're reading and be able to take their knowledge to a different depth level. And then we give you a strategy for them to really delve more into vocabulary. And this is something that can carry on into school, where they are taking the keyword, the information, taking a memory cue, and then creating a statement that goes with it for the vocabulary terms.
And this is one opportunity, just a very intentional opportunity for us to help our children to engage with vocabulary, because when you look statistically at where our children are not performing with peers of their same age group that are different than them, usually it is in vocabulary, because sometimes our children are just not exposed to the type of vocabulary that show up on assessments. And these opportunities give us the chance to interact with them, to bring these words to their attention and help them to be able to process them and use them, so that when they see them in text and on assessments and in other places, they have a strategy for figuring out how to answer that question. And I can assure you, when we are looking at assessments like especially those that allow for students to test into gifted and talented programs and other assessments, especially and I mean, even at the high school level, when you're doing ACT and MAT, the stronger the vocabulary a student has, the more apt they are to score higher on those assessments, because of the analogous way that the test questions are written, or sometimes the direct analogies that are there. So just make sure that that's a key aspect of the guide that we really pay attention to, and don't just gloss over it. It's like, oh, kids don't like to do it. Oh, we don't want to be bothered with, oh, that's too hard. But we deliberately put those in there because that's an area where we know that we can help our children.
Most definitely. And then we've also included Arabic name meanings. Sheka means bring love and new starts into life, attracts money. And Tamara, some of y'all didn't know, this is a fun fact. Tammy's real name, her government name, is Tamara. Strong, powerful leader, perfection, and influencer. So y'all are in really good hands with Dr. Sheka and Dr. Tammy every morning. And this is where we include those prompts too, if their name is not included, to show them how to find the meaning of their name. But extended knowledge about Africa, the size of the continent. We delve down into, how some of that has been distorted. We go into Imhotep, Kemet, all of that knowledge is extended. And then we get into those activities where we're making sure they know some of the imagery that they see of themselves sometimes is not who you really are, and that you have to develop that respect for yourself. So self-awareness, now we're getting into that SEL portion, making sure that they have writing to connect to the learning. And then the all about me activities really helps families, as they're doing this together, get to know one another. When I look in the mirror, I see one of the things that, as a principal, I notice sometimes our students don't have the best self-esteem, and a lot of times we don't know that because we're not asking them the right questions. So when we really delve down into how they see themselves, then we can begin to build upon what we need to do as parents and educators to help them build that up for the confidence that they need for each other. And we
And
want
that's
them.
where we can start to rid them of some of those biases that hinder children from moving forward, because they don't see what you see.
Mhm.
And so you help them to understand, because you'll be very surprised at what some of them say they see as they are looking into that mirror at their reflection. So this is the opportunity to um, get rid of some of that self-hate that is cultivated sometimes in our communities, because we don't appreciate who we are or value what our God-given gifts are, because we think that they don't match the societal norms of what perfection is supposed to look like.
Most definitely. And we want them to respect their elders and their ancestors. So we have activities centered around that. Also, respect for their peers. And lastly, there's an ancestors discovery page. There's 52 weeks worth of study. And this is where we include that prompt engineering, AI tags for them to learn how to do that as well. But we also add that writing component so that it's not just, some people look at AI as, oh, you're cheating. But when you add the writing to it, it's not. It's teaching them how to use this, which is the wave of the future, but also they're processing through the writing activities that we have. So we have a woman's discovery page and a men's discovery page. So we want them to be very in tune with who their ancestors are. So for the summer, you cannot get any better activity guide than this that goes along with the book. And Josh is messing with you, Tammy. Um,
Yes, and Josh, just so you know, Tamara, nobody gives me the government name except my mama when she's not happy. That's the only time you ever hear that. She can say it
yeah.
very harshly. Tamara.
Isa Isabella had, I didn't realize that we call my youngest daughter Bella, but her name is Isabella. And so when I went to the school telling them about Bella, oh, she told us not to call her Bella. She said, Mommy, only my family calls me Bella. Everybody else calls me Isabella. Okay, well, thank you. So yes, we definitely have those name preferences. But please, I put the link in here. You all will be pleasantly you all will enjoy this book. Students will enjoy this book and the activity guide. We've put our heart into it, and you'll see that. So we want you to order, copies for your schools, for your students, for your children. And just make sure that they are getting exactly what they need. There is a move and a push to push certain things out of schools, and so we know that transformation that we experienced at our schools, that culturally relevant piece was a big, big part of it for me, with the demographic that was made up at my school.
For sure. And this is our way of paying it forward, because we are two people of many, I'm sure, who were introduced to this at a Black Educators Rock
Mhm.
conference with Principal Kafele and Dr. Chika Akua, who opened our eyes and minds to an entirely different world. So this is the opportunity for us to not have the next generation of children finding this out at a conference that you are going to because you are an administrator, not even a teacher.
Right. Thank you all for your support. We appreciate you. And tune in to Principal Kafele next. And shout out to our editor, Dr. Sharon Porter. We could not have done this without her as well. So thank
Thank
you
you,
all
Dr.
so
Sharon.
much. And we will see
Y'all
you
have a
back
good weekend.
next weekend. Thank you.